1, 2, 3, 4. Rolling a d4. 3. Heaven, you recount what happened last week.
Oh. Okay.
I rolled a d4 for it.
Yeah, so everyone finished up the role play. Heaven got a bloodhawk named Nafaru, and CeeLo got some tarot cards and armor. And to sum it up, everyone is getting ready to head out. How's that?
That's basically it. To fill in some of the gaps, CeeLo went to fill in some of the gaps. CeeLo went to the Cartographer's Guild and went and basically asked them what was going on with her patron. After some examination and some testing, she agreed to join the Cartographer's Guild so they would be able to keep a better eye on how her powers developed. Later that night, they also spotted some familiar green-clad, in-robed figures sneaking out of the city. To what purpose? You do not know. And that was basically it. So last week ended with you all going to bed. So what? So you're all waking up now. What are you doing?
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
After waking up, Heaven feeds Nefaru before sending him off to deliver the letter she wrote to the druid. Before preparing herself for the day ahead.
All right. Since he's in the same house, Talos is just kind of getting in his morning exercise, and who was that? Oh, CeeLo dropped out.
Yep.
It's probably
Internet issues.
Yeah, I think it's the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, my net were choppy on my end, so I just reset my router.
Okay, no worries.
All right, no worries.
He's probably not gonna need to make many rolls tonight.
All right, so as I was saying, since he's in the same house, Talos is just kind of getting in his morning workout, and as he usually does. This time, getting a little creative and using the immovable rod as sort of like a pull-up bar.
Roll athletics to see how many you get in.
Alrighty. Where is it? Here we go.
Not bad. So, let's say, what's a lot of pull-ups for a morning exercise? I don't do enough morning exercise. I just know the answer to these kinds of questions.
Make it sound reasonable. I would say probably.
Should have him roll a D200.
Actually, hold on. Google, what is a lot of pull-ups? Uh, 30.
So he gets about 30 in.
Yeah, like I just looked it up. 20 is considered like very much high end for a human. So figure like bump that up a bit for a lion man.
Fair enough. But yeah, after that he presses the button and he presses the button on the immovable rod, drops to the ground, and wipes off the sweat a little, and he starts getting dressed for the morning.
And yeah, okay. See, it's Heaven and Talos over and done with. Rudy, what are you doing in the morning?
Oh, that is a good question. Oh.
Sounds like the answer is sleeping in.
She'd probably be reading because elves don't sleep. And she's at the inn.
And right. All right then. Silo.
Scylla would be looking over the city one time with hope. Not really for a long period of time this time, so she just checks her map work and then heads out and waits for Rudy at the end.
Okay. Okay. Well, the day is yours.
Rudy, you ready?
Rudy just sort of shuffles out and says, "Who are you again?"
I'm gonna have to keep a journal on you. Regardless, we should head out and maybe out with the others.
Very well. Rudy begins heading in the direction of the house, showing she clearly did remember who Silo was.
Not playing Amnesia again.
It's a good game, though. I say despite having never played it. Anyway.
Sila following like a uplifting tune, and she would like send hope to rest on Rudy as they head back. Done a lot of flying today, so let him rest for a little bit. Then probably will head back to the house fully.
All right, so Rudy and CeeLo make their way back to the house.
Yeah, you make your way back to the house.
Oh, am I? Okay, good. I was
Yeah.
worried my audio wasn't picking up again. Continue.
Yeah. No, there really was just an awkward silence there.
No, I didn't see it picking up my voice just then, and I was worried. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, continue. Like it. The streets are pretty quiet. It's still fairly early in the morning.
So are we gonna head out today?
It appears so. Oh. I should clarify that I have two other brothers, not just the one.
You have two brothers and a sister.
Sorry, two brothers and a sister, not just the one.
Which one were you referring to yesterday then?
Give me a second. I'm still gathering myself up. Is Corax is Corax an older brother, or?
Korax is the oldest of the four siblings.
I thought so, just double checking.
Yeah.
Alright.
No worries, that's what I'm here for.
The one I told you about is the oldest.
Seems you have a bit of a rivalry. Oh boy, I can't speak today.
Rivalry implies we talk at all.
Not necessarily. It just means that you always aim to do better because he's there.
Not really.
You're saying that you wouldn't do what you do if it wasn't for him?
I get what you're saying. I'm just you said it a weird way, and my brain sort of short-circuited. Now I would have done what I always do. Read.
Well, you are a very insightful wizard, so I just assume, you study more because of where you're from in general and your environment.
Not really.
Alrighty. Well, I think we're here now. And she walks up to the front of the house, opening the door.
Good morning, girls.
Hey, Talos.
So, I take it everyone is ready to get our orders and get underway.
Alright, so this is going to be the last day, so let's get everything done as quickly as we can. What else we got left?
Nothing.
Well, Heaven needs to make sure that she sends off her little pets, and then there's just getting the
Heaven
sorry, go
Heaven
ahead.
is Heaven is coming down the stairs, putting her hair up in a ponytail, wearing her new coat. I've sent Nefaru off already. I pointed him to where Lady Hilna's house is. I just need to inform her of her guest before she, well, you know.
Fair enough. Well, then I'd say we get that underway right away.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
So, did everyone have a peaceful night's rest?
Did Heaven have another dream?
Not tonight. Which is a little bit weird. You were kind of expecting one at this point, but no.
Heaven thinks for a moment. Surprisingly peaceful.
Well, that's good. And you, CeeLo?
I've been drawing a lot lately, and I'm tired now. My hand's sore.
I could imagine. And I imagine you were up reading all night, Rudy? Well, read anything interesting throughout the night?
I read a book about the fundamental organizational collection known as the fungi.
Fungi? You mean mushrooms?
Yes.
Huh. Alright, well, I slept pretty well myself. So, shall we all get going?
I think we're on the way.
Ready to go.
Alright, so we'll stop at the we'll stop at Lady Hilna's place.
Right. So, and so, they Helma's is quite a bit farther from other away than you're used to. So, it takes about half an hour to get across, and by then the city and the city is starting to wake up. Like the city is like starting to wake up a bit at this point. And like more people are out on the streets. Its merchants are starting to get up. So you make your way through. You arrive at the Acropolis. It's and you actually and like when you when you get to when you get to her quarters, like you knock on the door and Uthal answers. Hold on. Where's this thing? Had the wrong folder open. Yeah, Uthal. Hello. What can I do for you?
Oh, hello, Uthal. We came here to get the details of the excursion from the excursion to the valley.
Oh yes. Well, Lady Hilna is actually in her office in the main building. If you would like me to direct you towards it.
That would be appreciated. Yes.
Of course. So yes, your timing is actually very good. I believe her contact that she had in the area just arrived back in this city.
Well, serendipitous indeed.
Yes.
I believe that's the word.
Yes. I'm not really privy to all the sequence, but apparently there's been in some sort of significant development. And so he points you to Utor. So he directs you basically to where her office is. It's basically like you see this big blue building right here. Her office is on the first floor of that.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, and like this outer ring of buildings.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Luthal.
Of course. It's good luck. Good luck exploring this apparently quite dangerous ruin. Well, apparently, I'm given to understand you're actually quite good at those things.
Well, we certainly haven't made a small name for that experience, haven't we?
Well, I mean, I was more or less there when you did it the last time, so.
Talos just shrugs with a smile.
Yeah, like he smiles back, like, nah.
Oh yes, Heaven. Should you do you want to inform Ulthal as well, or
I was just thinking the same thing.
Inform me of what?
Heaven clears her throat. um, recently, as of yesterday, I have purchased a bloodhawk I named Nefaru. I received word of a druid that lives deep in the forest to the north, the one that's filled with a lot of fae, and I needed his assistant, and I needed his assistance with something. So I sent Nefaru with a message, and I informed him to come here, as there's a chance we may not be back when he returns.
Uh, uh,
So I'm asking as a favor to for you to take care of him while I'm gone. You know, feed him. He
uh,
quite enjoys rabbit.
like the like there's a bunch of throughout much of this like explanation, like he looks like a little bit confused, and then like when you explain that you just need him to take care of the bird, it's like okay, yes, I can do that. No, that'll be no trouble whatsoever.
I should warn you, he's quite the character. Don't be surprised if he doesn't take to you right away. Just say Heaven wishes to make sure you are well fed and taken care of properly until she returns.
I will keep that in mind, and Miss Heaven.
Thank you.
Yes. Now I believe you have a meeting to get to.
that we do. Well, have a good day, Ulthal.
You as well.
Anyone else wanna say or do anything else before we change scene?
Not really.
I guess we're changing scene then. So you you make your way over to the Acropolis. It's in like it takes a bit of searching. And she got one of the offices overlooking the cliffs. Ifs that are like the palette, like well, the building is like right up against. And
Room with a view.
yeah, very coveted unless you don't like heights. And when you it's and like you find the door, you knock, and you hear her say, come in."
All right, we enter.
Well, yeah, Hilna is there. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. You you settling into your house, okay?
Somewhat. We found some interesting little bits and pieces here, as you no doubt could tell.
Yes. It seems that the authorities didn't do a proper sweeping of the place. There
I,
is
from
there
what
is
I understand,
something.
there was, from what I understand, and they were a little bit hesitant to poke around too much. They, as I understand it, they arrested the man and just tried not to touch the house.
So you knowingly gave us a house that belonged to a necromancer or something of the like?
And and well, and 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 uh, okay, look, that came out wrong. they 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 um, they did they did do a sweep, but but they found nothing and they decided not to press their luck.
Fair enough.
What did you
Though-
find? Why? What did you find?
Behind some walls in the basement, we found what appeared to be some sort of collection of, well, I believe the term is drugs.
And they're like, "Oh, is that all?" I was expecting some evil tome of Eldritch lore, or the way you were building it all up.
Well, we'd rather not be locked away for possession of something that we really had no business with. So,
I mean, I mean, in yes, drugs. Is that all? Like on the report. The report made it sound so much more. And then you hear another voice from like from like sort of like a corner of the room that you wasn't really in your view. Well, perhaps these fine four figures did not did not did not find everything either. And you see, and looking at the source of the voice, you see this man. Silo, you recognize this man. You told his fortune in the very first session.
Silo waves to the man eagerly. It's good you. It's good to see you again.
Miss. I'm so sorry. It seems I've forgotten your name. Forgive
Likewise.
me.
Miss Scylla.
Miss Silo, of course. My name is Anatar. I am an associate of Lady Hilna. I've been doing some research for her.
Well, that's good to see you. Did your fortune ever come true?
Nothing's come of it yet.
It's a shame. May fate guide you then.
And with any luck. And he like gives a quick a quick bow.
She would return it in the same.
Yeah.
So, we have been led to believe that you were Lady Hilna's contact with regards to the ruins within the valley.
Yes, indeed. That is the research I have been referring to. Oh, and then Lady Hilna speaks up. Oh, wait, does this mean you're interested in the job?
We are, yes. We've discussed it previously, and we all agree that that it would perhaps we all agreed to take the job. Yes.
Excellent. That's excellent. I would say, like, my usual scouts are still tied up in Keshak, and I didn't want you to pull them away. They've been working on that. They've been working on those ruins for quite some time now. So it means a lot that you're able to help with this. Now, a bit of a debriefing, if you will. Like, Talos, I'm sure you already know much of this, but the job you're looking for, recently we've uncovered. Word has come to us of an ancient temple on a plateau in the Valley of Life and Death. The Firemain clan, and like she sort of nods at Talos, who have claimed their territory nearby and roamed the lands in that area, have apparently known about this plateau for quite some time, but choose not to go near it. They believe it to be dangerous, and knowing what we all know about ancient temples, they are probably correct. And they also make an effort to warn everyone else away.
We learn and do tend to have an instinct for this sort of danger.
Indeed. But and then Anatar sort of takes over now. But just a few weeks ago, things got interesting. In the Gorskow clan of Knowles have recently been trying to get into get it up to the plateau, trying to find a way in.
The Knolls.
Yes, it's quite strange. I can't really like they prefer meat to gold. I can't imagine what they'd want with an ancient temple. Well, I tried, and I tried asking them what they were doing, but they weren't very inclined to talk.
I imagine they just simply looked at you as though you were just another morsel.
Like he sort of rubs his. He sort of rubs it. He kind of just like rubs his arm. I may have had to get my blade a little bit dirty that day.
Even though all the time I was away, they're still as ruthless as ever.
Yeah, the Goroscal clan you know of and of Knowles. Talos, you know this of these ones in particular. They're like no clan, no packs like any society species. Like they come in all shapes and sizes. Like some of them are like totally civilized, and like some of them even trade with your pride. The Goroscal clan are not one of the good ones. They just and they just go around eating things, eating any meat they find, hunting in your pride's territory.
Pillage and plunder, essentially.
Yeah, like they're basically a big old pack of bandits. They're also one of the larger packs in that area. Like they've got like a few hundred members.
Well, you're lucky you were able to survive a run-in with the Gorskow. It's Gorskull, right?
Gorskow. Here, I'll type it out in chat for you.
Oh, scowl as in frown. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You were lucky to survive a run-in with the Gorskow clan.
Well, you say luck. I managed to get one of them on their own.
As I said, luck.
Perhaps. Again.
But I will say that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but again, I can't imagine what they want and up there. Or I mean, I don't know, like maybe some kind of and of treasure, but you'd think anything like that would have been looted long ago.
DM, could I roll insight on this to see if Talos could maybe make an inclination as to why the Gorskow would want to go there?
Sure, go ahead and do that. Well, obviously, like without seeing the situation for yourself, you have no real way of actually knowing. You do know that occasionally that they do occasionally sell out their services to outsiders if the outsiders can give them a good enough incentive.
It's possible that they may have been bought out by someone else if they are encroaching on our territory.
Really?
It's not unheard of, but I can't say for certain.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. Well, if that is the case, then and these Gorskow clans, like you say that they're particularly dangerous?
They are one of the bigger packs in the valley, and they are not too particularly charitable.
And I see. That
I will simply put it this way. What they want, they will take. One way or another.
Well then, and, well, there's one. Well, there's one threat you're gonna face then. Knowles.
That being said, Silo chimes out loudly.
Yes.
If what Tyler says is true, what they want they will take, then if they are hired, and this is just me theory crafting here, if you don't mind. If they're hired by another force, that means that force might be stronger than what they can handle or willing to cut losses with. So we're not dealing with just Knowles here. We're risking our lives for other things. Secondly, with that said, we're still willing to take the job, but it's going to be a little bit of more of a hazardous pay.
Roll persuasion. Hold on, let me. Got it. I X'd out of Hilna's character sheet. One moment. And you just about match her. Like, Hilda says, well, right now I'm thinking 500 gold up front, and guaranteed additional 500 gold when the job is done, and additional, depending on what you find and how much extra danger you appear to be in.
That's fair. What if you brought back proof of the extra danger? Would you consider be more believable about the case of what we just fought?
Oh, well, what? Oh, whatever. Well, I mean, like I was intending to trust your word, regardless. Is there some reason I should not?
Oh, definitely not. Me, of all people, I would be most trustworthy. However, some people like to have a little bit more than just a word. With that said, we'll bring what we can.
Of course, yeah. So, and whatever happens, do try. Try not to damage the temple too much. I would very much like a chance to study it if it ever becomes safer.
We would never.
Yes. Now, right. So, with that all said, Ed, let me go into what exactly you're going to be up to. So, your first stop will not be headed straight towards the temple itself. As you cross into the valley, first you will be heading to the city of Safia. And Talos, you know of the city of Safia. It is basically a huge, sort of an amphibious city. Like it's where the Gif live, which are they're the hippo people.
Yeah.
And it's imagine with it. Okay, imagine Venice, but with but with more of a sub-Saharan or in Africa sort of aesthetic to it. Like it's built on the water basically. It's got as many canals as roads, that sort of thing.
Interesting visage.
Yeah. Like the GIF are they're a lot more technologically advanced than and most of the other races in the Valley of Life and Death, because and like they do a lot more trading with the outside world.
and they're a lot more industrious, I imagine.
Well, industrial, certainly. Like what? Like when you're a nomadic pack, pack, like say the fireman clan, you don't have a lot of use for like skyscrapers.
Fair enough. But yeah, so you wish us to establish contact with the GIF?
Well, not exactly. Well, I mean, we have plenty of contact with them already. Already, but yeah, but like some of our additional information sources will be meeting us there. Will be meeting us, eating you there. We do. We do still have some eyes there, just monitoring the situation.
Hmm.
And they and it will also be a place for you to resupply, get any specific equipment you might find and that you'll need it for the journey in. Yeah, so you'll be going there by horse and carriage. From there are no roads deeper into the valley, so you will have to go on foot.
So,
Cross
something I'm
country.
rather used to. Yeah. Something I'm rather used to. In quite a while, though.
Yes. Well, maybe. Well, it's important not to grow rusty at these things. But wagon, like a wagon, would have a rough time going over all that terrain, and I and I don't know what kind of horses you have, but I doubt they would survive the journey.
The unfortunate, rather unfortunate.
Yes.
By the way, Anatar, before before we wrap this up, may I ask a somewhat more personal question?
Of course.
Have you seen the Fireman Pride in your investigation?
Well, I did come across us a hunter of that tribe. I well while scouting it, while poking around the area. He was the one and who informed me. He was the one who informed me what pack I was dealing with. Hold on, I need to find this. And Malak, I believe his name was.
Everyone sees that Talus's ears actually perk up at hearing that. And he seems almost a little shocked, but he recomposes himself. Malik, are you certain?
Well, yes. I mean, that was what he gave his name. Him as like funniest thing, he seemed almost amused to see me. Like he muttered something about another Ponzi high elf.
Another.
I did not press further on that point, but well, he informed me. But he did give me some useful information, and and we shared a meal, and we parted ways.
Well, I suppose it's good to see that he is getting along with strangers.
Is this not usual?
I'm just more used to usual shenanigans, I should say.
Say no more. In well, in any case, it's whatever. It's whatever. Well, Hil Hilna is gonna raise up. Okay, so, if you, I can, if you give me, a moment and to get it ready, I can, I can get your down payment ready. I can get your down payment ready. You leave, make whatever preparations you need to, and then leave as soon as you're ready.
Talos seems really deep in thought at all that, like he's folded his arms and everything.
Well, thank you for the honor, Lady Hilda. We will leave as soon as we possibly can.
I wouldn't think too much on it, Talos. Elves are like rats everywhere.
I suppose so. Still, it does have me worry.
So, we got any more last stops to head off?
One last stop for me, if that's not too much trouble.
Do what must be done.
All right then. And for preparation, the one last stop that Talos visits to, everyone can tag along if they want to. He will go to a store in the marketplace that would deal with bows and making arrows and that sort of thing.
You're more ammunition for the giant longbow.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you ask around and you find that, and that you're not going to be able to get anything like that off the shelf. Like this, like ammo for this bow is very much a custom job.
I mean, one could assume.
Yeah. So you do some further asking, and they actually recommend and a weaponsmith that you could go to.
Right.
Like a so yeah, and it points you towards it's the rich part of the merchant district. So open question if you'll be able to afford most of what they have, but arrows aren't expensive, surely.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Let me just pull some stuff up. And like eventually, like you come to it, it's and you find what is a law in a well, a very big, a very like very what's the word? Well kept storefront, and for basically a blacksmith.
Mhm.
And from inside you hear shouting. Sounds like a man and a woman are having an argument.
All right. Well, Talos just sort of, giant's bow in hand. He walks up to the store and knocks on the door frame.
And like, hey, hey, all right, hey, woman, like you hear, woman, I will not, and I will, like, well, okay. So by the way, above the door it says Belrig and Shauna's. It's just as the name of the store, and from inside you hear, "Hey, woman, I will not, and I will not rush this. I will not rush this order, woman. It's got to be perfect. But this suit of armor is already 3 months and it's late. This is exactly what happened last time. And you idiot. And then that's when you knock and they're like, and then you just hear the female voice, the woman's voice saying like, "Come in." Like,
Talos opens.
Like she sounds really exasperated, whoever she is.
Yeah, Talos opens the door, and as he comes through, he sets the Well, he sort of stands the bow upright beside him, and he says, "I was pointed towards here for custom-made arrows."
Oh, so you see a standing in the middle of the store, like there are a couple of other customers in there trying not to pay it, basically just like looking around, browsing, trying not to pay attention. And behind the counter are a man and a woman, a dwarf and an elf. Arrows. Sure. I mean, what kind you need? Like they're like sort of like they're just like looking at you like sort of awkwardly.
Talos walks up to the counter and lays down his bow. Well, lays down the bow in front of them and shows them the half-full quiver.
That's like uh, that's that's my wife. Okay, no, arrows are my wife's thing. Sean, up, see to them, and I should get back to the armor. Like, yes, of course. Like they look a little bit embarrassed now that they've realized is that they're is that they've been basically having a loud argument during business hours in front of a customer. But and question: are the rest of you with Talos?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, Shanna just like looks at the rest of you. Okay, the rest of you, like our product list is over there on the wall if you want to browse.
Fair enough. And so we'll look around over the list.
Is
So
DM question? Is
Yeah?
the bookshop near this blacksmith?
No, it is like a quarter of the way across town.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, I mean you can stop there after if you want.
Well, Heaven just wants to know about, the GIF and want to make sure that we don't get into trouble.
Oh, you can do that later. In the meantime, if you want, like, if any of you do want to browse, this is what wares they have. Because these are magical smiths. Like Shauna just like pulls like she just pulls out one of the arrows and looks at it. Like she's just holding in this massive arrow that's as long as her arm. I'm big bow for a big man. Is that right?
He just kind of gives a bit of a chuckle and a smile. Certainly.
She sort of sights down on the shaft. Very well made too. I mean, it would have to be a bow that size, as would reduce regular arrows to splinters.
Well, these things are effectively the size of small trees, as far as I can see. So the bow would have to be very powerful.
I was going to say the size of a spear, but sure. Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah, like fletching arrows. I can do that pretty. Yeah, like how many did you want?
Well, I would prefer at least an extra 10 to fill out my quiver.
10. I can get that done in about an hour. Do you want them silvered, masterworked, anything like that?
No, I don't believe I will need that just yet. I may become a regular customer if things become a bit more exciting, so to say.
Then may you live in interesting times. And she says with a smile.
Oh, certainly, especially with what I intend to do.
And most of our customers intend to do something daring. of course, they're sometimes a little bit late. Husband, she sort of like huffs in Belrig's general direction.
So, what
Like,
exactly would be? Sorry, go ahead.
She's like, "Hey, you cat, Russ, perfection, woman!" Like, Belrin just yells back.
So then, Miss, beg your pardon. What was your name?
Shauna.
Miss Shauna. What? So, for 10 custom arrows for my bow, how much would that go for?
Okay, one moment while I look something up. Okay, now arrows the size would use. Let's see, arrows the size would use about 4 times. Well, I'd have to dip into the wood I normally reserve for quarterstaffs, so so that's gonna up the cost. And 10 of those. Okay, 10 of those would cost 2. And then, okay, and then double the. And then for the head, those would also need to be bigger than normal. So. And this is go. And okay, so. All right, so 10 arrows is going. 10 arrows for this size is going to run you about. And you about 4 gold pieces.
4 gold pieces,
4 gold pieces.
See, that seems fair.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. Sorry, just need to do quick math here. All right. He gives her 4 gold pieces.
Yes. Okay, 4 gold pieces. Do you have any preference? Any preference? Do you have any preference for the flighting?
I'm not particularly picky, as long as it can fly straight and accurately. Then that's all fine with me.
And all my arrows do that. That's provided you can aim them well, Mister
Talos. Talos fine, right?
Yes.
Well then I'll leave it to your discretion. After all, if you are a Master Fletcher, then I trust your judgment.
Of course. I'll see you in an hour.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, so while she gets to work on that, you all have about out an hour. Or is there anything else in this shop that you're all interested in? Is there anything else in town you want to do?
The only thing I can think of is Heaven wanting to look up the GIF.
And
Unless there's a library nearby.
well, let me see if. I mean, yeah, really buying a tour. Buying a tour. There might be, but like a tourist book would generally give you more up to date information. Like, you know how libraries are. The books are always years out of date.
Okay.
So yeah, Thesia's bookstore would generally be your best option, and then it's about a 15-minute walk from here. Okay.
Heaven looks to your companions. Do you need anything at the moment?
You mean from the bookstore?
Well, just about anything in general.
Do not
Hmm.
need anything.
CeeLo?
I can check by the bookstore just to say hi.
Okay, so then you're with me. And you're going to stay here, Talos?
No, I'll stick around. I don't think I think I'm good, but I may go and purchase a couple more healing potions just to be safe.
Well, and how long do these arrows take?
An hour.
That should be plenty of time to get everything done and back.
Very well then. But yeah, I'll just say right quick. Talus will quickly go and buy 2 more basic healing potions, and I'll just subtract the money and add that.
Yeah, okay. Like you can you can find that like in a strip mall apothecary or something.
Yep. Yeah, that all done. And that's all
Yeah,
I'm doing.
society has advanced to the point where the strip malls are a thing.
Good.
Medieval strip mall.
Well, I mean, they're a bit past medieval. It's like
I believe it's
like-
called a marketplace.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're Enlightenment era at this point.
Fair enough. So yeah, I'm good there. Anyone else need to do anything? Go right ahead.
Basically, just go to the bookstore then.
And Rudy dipped out to get lunch, both in and out of game.
Okay.
Yeah. And Silo, anything you want?
Just follow into the bookstore.
Bookstore it is then. And so you two, you two walk in like the bell goes ding 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 ding, and Phasia is there. Welcome. Oh, it's you guys. It's good to see you again. And how are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm here to see if you have anything about a race of people known as GIF.
Uh,
We're
no.
we're heading south, and we're told to visit Saftia, and I'd like to learn a bit more about the people, so that way we don't inadvertently cause problems.
A tourist guidebook is what you want then. And yes, they're in that section over there. He points at like a corner of the bookstore. Or just grab the one for the Valley of Life and Death.
Thank you.
Yeah, I made like these have all been written within the last year, so they're better than anything you'll find in a library.
Out of character, at this point, it basically is the library for heaven.
I mean, bookstore beats library in the real world too. So.
So, any progress on the book?
And I'm afraid well, I've eliminated some possibilities, so there's that.
No worries. I was just seeing that you were working diligently as you normally do.
Of course.
You worm.
Yes, I mean, you're going to the valley. You say you're going to the Valley of Life and Death. Like, how long do you expect to be gone?
Tough to say, but probably within a month or so, depending how long the journey is.
Well, I hope you have a good time there. I'm there, new a new cartographer, and he like just prods the pin on your shirt, like meaningfully. He's got like a grin.
Scylla like gives into the taunt. I'd rather not talk about that. No, it's kind of like a side gig right now.
And I mean, isn't that how it always is? I mean, that's how it always goes for warlocks in the Cartographers Guild.
Fair. I don't even know how it happened, but it just kind of did. Still, it gives me something to do during the nights when there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe this was your calling all along. Maybe this is what at the friend in your head wanted you to find. Probably not, but who knows?
Now listen here, that friend in my head is very real, don't you? He'll come get you. She's spoken to taunting goes.
Oh, I never meant to imply anything else. If I had, I would have said imaginary friend.
It's not like you're about to, though.
Yes, but I stopped myself because as I respect that there's something clearly real giving you power.
You better learn and be wary of that power too. Sheila spoke.
Please don't say things like that. Please don't say things like that. It makes me think you might go mad with that power.
Me, I would never. You gotta know me better than that.
He's already mentally unstable.
You're not there, and no, you're not. You're not there. Rudy's at lunch too.
Okay.
Yeah, like you arrived back at the blacksmith shop to find everyone gone.
Okay, Rudy will just sit down and read.
One moment while I roll something. And so Shauna the dark elf the high elf elf woman blacksmith. She's like, hey, working on the oversized arrows for Talos, and she's like, take no loitering, take that outside.
Rudy just holds up a gold coin.
And like she one moment.
Money solves all problems.
That is not incorrect.
And what are you buying? Something?
I'm buying this seat.
And that's and that shelf for merchandise is not a service we sell here.
I didn't say
here.
she sat on a shelf. She's sitting on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Let me. Okay, rewind. A spot and sitting on a spot on the ground. Yeah, that spot on the ground is a privilege reserved for customers only. Take it outside.
Okay, Rudy will take a gold and sit outside. Anything else? Or can I? Or is that it?
And once you leave the store, like she pays you no further mind. Like you go outside and sit under the big and sit right under the big sign that and in the window that says no loitering.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay. Go back to the others.
Yeah. Okay. So. you so Heaven, you do find so you do find so Silo kind of has to help you search the shelves a little bit. Mm, It it's and she's like uh she doesn't like really find like she because well, none of the tourist books are written in primordial is the thing, and and you can't really read common, so Silo kind of has to be your eyes on this one.
Wait. I can read common and primordial.
Wait, didn't we like have a thing before, or where you could speak common but only read primordial?
I don't recall.
First
Oh.
I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did anything. Otherwise, Heaven would not have bought some books from that store.
Oh, damn! I remember that being a thing. Oh well. Okay, never mind. You find the thing you need just fine.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it costs you like a silver. Like it's basically like it's got that shiny recently a blush look to it.
Got that new book smell?
All this entire store has that new book smell and some of that old book smell. It's a good smell.
Ah, the smell of minted paper.
All right, I'll take this then.
All right, so that'll be 1 silver.
Heaven pays.
All right. Hey, good luck and try not to get eaten. I hear the valley tends to do that to people.
Don't worry, the voice in my head said we'll be fine.
Ah, well, in that case, you should have nothing to worry about.
Exactly. And Scylla just walks out with that.
Like, he just like waves goodbye to you with a completely straight face.
This is why he's Scylla's friend, just because he just agrees.
Yeah. You could bring an actual honest to god dragon into his bookstore and he wouldn't even blink at this point. Well, I mean, I guess if it I mean, you might blink at how you managed to get it in through the door, but that's beside the point.
Heaven
Be more
raises
impressed how he gets the door.
Heaven raises an eyebrow at Silo. You make the strangest friends.
No, my dear. The strangest friends find me. And she just points to her head.
Roll
Heaven-
inside Heaven.
Okay. Inside. Here we are.
And what a strange saying. Heaven's totally oblivious is about how that could apply to her.
She's just focused on the tour book,
Yeah.
trying to get her
Like,
research in.
Yeah, like it's a pretty sizable tour book. Like, it's not just as the city of Sofia. It basically just like covers the entire place.
All right. Any specific information she finds?
You, you do find a section on the city of Sofia. It's labeled as pretty much the main tourist site. Like, well, definitely the only safe one. And like you're gonna have to give it a more thorough read later, but there's a lot of stuff in there.
All right.
So, Talos, back to you.
All right. Yeah, I would say he's finished shopping and he comes back to the armory and, he sees Rudy out front and he says, "Oh, hello, Rudy."
Hi.
Good book?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you in a bit. And he walks into the store.
Rudy turns the page.
Yeah, like So Shauna at that point is just like, she has like the shafts out; they're all flighted. You're back. I'm almost done. And then she's like laying all the shafts out, like the feather flights. It's been attached. Like she flighted them all with red feathers. But you notice that is that they don't seem to have arrowheads just yet.
I don't mean to question your artwork, but where exactly are the arrowheads?
Oh, they'll be here. And she pulls out this large, like she lays all the arrows just out, like, side by side, just in a row. And she pulls out a large ingot of steel and lays them on top, and just lays them on top of them. And then she puts her hammer down, and like just rubs her hands together and places them on the places them on the and on the arrowheads. There's sort of a golden flash. And roll perception real fast.
All right, give me a minute. Perception.
Right. As you look at it, you swear you can almost just see sort of just a hint of silver scales. And and as you look at it, the metal ingot just sort of almost seems to melt, splits into 10 distinct pieces. And each one of those is like just sort of of liquid metal sections just sort of migrates to the heads of the arrows. Those reform ends at the heads of the arrows as perfectly formed arrowheads. They all look beautifully crafted.
Talos gives like a big earnest smile. Well, you're not lacking for showmanship, are you?
And I don't do this yet for larger, more artisanal order as I do it all by hand. But for something like this is just faster. It works just as well. The virtuoso provides many blessings. And then she bundles up the arrows and hands them to you.
All right, and Talos checks over the arrows just to make sure everything's all good.
And yeah, they're not quite the same aim as the ones you got. Like the ones you got like are well made, but like they're very plain. These ones have like an elf made them, and they have a lot of the hallmarks of the sort of elven design. Like there's sort of like there's small leaf pattern and sort of engraved in the metal. It's all like curvy, not a lot of really sharp angles.
Well, I'm not.
Looks like it really hurt if you shoot someone with it.
Well, I'm not one for. Well, I'm not exactly an artist, but I could certainly tell that you put a lot of heart into these arrows.
And for smithing is as much an art as it is a science.
Well, and just for future reference, I also saw on your board there that you offered masterwork weapons and armor.
Yep, it's so well crafted that they might so well. Yep, they are. Give us some time, a few days to make them stuff, and we can craft them so well that they might as well be magic.
Hmm.
Okay, in layman's terms, these are basically +1 weapons and armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Certainly tempting, but, well, me and my companions will be leaving soon, and I don't believe I'll exactly need magical arrows or bows just yet.
And, and well, like she looks at that thing. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I honestly, that bow looks better for you than anything I could make you. Like, I'm not sure what went. Like, I'm looking at this. I'm not sure what went into this, but it's it's definitely different. Whatever they did to make this, it's definitely different from how I make those.
Oh? Do you think it was made more, well, you say you've done things handcrafted, so would that imply this was created through a different means?
Well, I mean, I'm looking. Well, I'm for one thing, I'm looking at it, and I'm not sure what this wool was made of, but it's not wood.
Well, it certainly looks like wood.
It, 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 it's actually. Well, she's gonna like give it a quick like sort of knock. I I can. I think this is horn.
Horn. As in, like, as in dragon horns or some such?
Well, probably not dragon. I imagine it's from a ram or something, but still.
Must have been a very sturdy ram.
Eh, 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 I mean, I don't. I don't work with bone or I don't work with bone, so I honestly wouldn't know.
Well,
Like she hands it
well,
back to you.
and he, of course, puts it over his shoulder. Well, I'm sure it will serve me well, and who knows? Maybe if it does especially well, it'll earn itself a little bit of a magical touch.
And maybe.
But regardless, I won't take up too much more of your time. Thank you again for all your work.
And you take care.
I'll try not to be a stranger. He gives a smile and a wave.
And she and, and, and she waves back.
All right, Talos walks in. He says, "All right, Rudy, let's go meet up with CeeLo in heaven."
Rudy follows.
And we'll meet the two halfway and make final preparations. Then probably be on our way.
Yeah. So okay. So okay. So you all meet up at the stables at the right estate. Because that's where your horse and cart, Ursus and cart have been prepared.
You all set?
I've got a quiver full of I got a quiver full of arrows, a heart full of vigor, and I think we're ready to go.
All right, let's head out.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So also, by the way, oh, by the way, all of you can add. All of you go ahead and add the 500 down payment to your character sheets.
Again, that's 500 each, or?
Yep.
And that's gold?
That is gold.
All right, added.
Yep.
All right, all good.
Okay. So you pack your stuff away. You get on the gate. Anatar is going back to the valley as well, but he's going a little bit ahead.
Basically, doing his duty as a scout.
Yeah. y- and as you set out, Silo, you look up and you happen to see your father looking out a window at you from the top floor of the manor.
Sela looks to her father, and she gives him like a half-hearted like wave, the way that Sela would done it, and ready to head on out.
Go ahead and roll perception. Your eyes might be fooling you, but you could have sworn you saw him nod just a little bit.
Alrighty, and then she heads out.
Okay, so you set out towards the south, heading toward it's one of the most dangerous wildernesses Snorheim has ever known, and that I think is where we are going to leave off for this week.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. See you next week for this game, and we'll see you in a little bit for the other game. Bye bye.
See you later.
Later.